Welcome to week 24, everybody. Good news, and I'm not going to say bad news, but good news. I got a lot done this segment, as in progress that allowed me to see the foreseeable future, which means is we're getting done. I'm thinking within 3 segments, 4 segments tops. And that's me being cautious, saying 3 to 4 segments. We could be done with Vibroblade Ridge. Some of the big things I gotta do is connect all the base plates together. I'm deciding what I'm gonna do. The black pin, that's, they got the 2 full-size pins on each side. If I want to use the gray or the blue pins that have the full and like the quarter or the half on one side, so it all locks in but makes it easier to separate. I gotta decide on that. But this week you'll see the top. All that detailing on the top is pretty much going to get done, which is fantastic. You'll see later in the video when I talk about what I mean by pretty much done. But without further ado, I guess we're just going to hop right into this week's segment of week, I want to say 24, 23, 24. We're going to go 24. Let's enjoy. As you just saw, I actually opened up with a time-lapse this time. Thought I'd try something a little different, or I think I've done it before, but it's been a while since I have. So we time-lapsed. That pretty much means all the detailing's done from this unbuilt line on. So that's fantastic. I did go ahead. I added in some rocks. I end up liking these flatter styles. So that is one question for this week. Should I just keep them all more like flat like this, only 1 brick high, and then add some detail, some plates up top? Because I do have a couple tall ones over there. I have like 1 here, 1 there. I think I got 1 or 2 over here I'm messing with. But let me know which ones you like. If you like these flat ones, let that focus. If you like the flat ones better, or if you prefer that, or if I should keep them mixed. And in that case, I'll kind of make sure it's mixed throughout. I'll probably have about 3, 4 of each if that's what we choose to do. But I'm going ahead, this area right here, you notice it was kind of supposed to be a little built up. I got to get some figures down there so I can kind of even it out like I did over there. I did some testing. But I don't want to, kind of start filming stuff. I kind of want to take a break and show you. I'm doing that. What I've also been doing is I've been separating out all my little dark gray studs. So I'm going to use them as tiny rocks throughout. Obviously, I don't have enough to, keep them, like this is probably almost too concentrated, what I have over here. I mean, I can have a couple next to each other, but I'm going to go ahead, place them out, see what I have left, which is really nice. I'm happy. I actually am getting a little farther than I thought, because if we walk over around here, I have about a cup of brown left, because I did, like I was saying, I didn't fill it all the way up. I didn't empty out the pick-a-brick bag yet. So I filled it back up, and I filled the small cup again. I still have another probably half a cup, another almost a small cup full of dark tan, so that's not too big of a concern. But what that means is, with luck, we might be able to get over where that giant explosive fella is, the cannon. So we'll see if we can get to that this week. This is really nice. I'm actually getting a head start. Since I just have a gap and I'm not tired, so I'm able to actually get some work done where I've usually been really tired. And then we can come back to down here, which is great. The good news is I think I'm going to put some brown in, but when I go to talk about over on the far side, when we get down here, you'll notice I kind of talk about, did I say the far side? Yeah, I said far side. I don't know. I thought I said something else. Maybe I did. Maybe I'm losing it. Let me know down in the comments below if I completely screwed that up. But we are going to go ahead and hopefully touch on this a little bit and that far side for sure. And then possibly, I know I said last week we get to the figures, but I'd almost might want to just keep pushing the figures off if I can. Because once I do a segment with figures, that probably means there's going to be a space or a gap between segments. So, or at least quality segments. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to kind of see what I end up doing. Not just down here, but this is like 3rd on the list. So we got, first thing I want to do is finish up or try to finish up the cannon side or the droid side, since I did get all the main detailing done. Then we'll come back to down here if we had the time. And then we'll maybe go back to placing rocks or some other stuff. But really quick, actually, before we move on, to go back, since I was kind of sidetracked by that thought, I also pulled out these olive green slopes and bow pieces or bending pieces. These. I got a couple more lying around. And what I was thinking is maybe throughout the MOC, so obviously none of it's going to be heavily, it's not going to be heavy influence, but it'd be like a little bit of green there, a little bit of green there. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. I might go ahead and try it, especially with the cheese slopes, because I don't think the cheese slopes are going to be as obnoxious as these. And, if I just have, maybe like 10 or 15 these spread throughout, it just gives it enough color change, since we do have these leaves. I don't think it's going to be too noticeable. But I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to go ahead and see what I move on to next. So we're going to end up, like I was saying a couple seconds ago, we're going to work on the cannon area. I want to kind of show you what it pretty much looks like. The one over there has a little bit more detailing, but pretty much this is what I had to work with. I started with, you kind of see the corner getting started. Since I do have a decent amount of brown left, I can help with that mixing in this lower area. But the important thing to note is up top, kind of where this was really, I tried to mix it half and half with brown and dark tan. And if you notice as I get closer, even though it may not look like it, when you're kind of looking out across it, I tried to keep it a little bit more dark tan unless the dirt or the ground was really disturbed. And you'll notice since a lot of this is just where the droids have been walking, the clones unfortunately have not done a lot of damage to this area, I'm not going to have as much brown on there. Now that could look bad, if I look at it, it's like, okay, wow, never mind, that's a huge difference. Like I said, it's probably going to be like a 3 to 5% difference, where this I tried to mix, this one, I'm thinking like this is pretty good, where there is some in there, and since the areas aren't that small, if you're looking at it, it's really only, let's see, that's 3, so then we got about 3, 4, 5, so 10 tops, about a 10 space gap front to back wise from the trench, and then it's like 8 gap here. So there's not a lot of space in general. Over here there's going to be a lot more, but that's kind of like the gaps we're looking at right now for kind of undisturbed area, so it won't be a lot anyways. I'd like to get these two little turrets included. We'll see if I can. I'm thinking about setting them up kind of in the corner here. I'm going to see if I can move the other cannon over, and so we kind of have these in the corner. If not, I might build 2 dirt mounds right here and have the turrets over there. If we don't get to that in this segment, placing those little turrets, I'll actually ask you guys for your opinion. For right now, I'm just going to try to put them in the corner so I don't have to do as much building. Hate to say it, hate to be kind of lazy, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. Or we may end up going ahead and building up a little dirt pile. So we're going to go ahead and see. Let's see, I guess, what happens before I keep saying let's see, and we'll see. Keep using the word see way too much. So you just saw I went ahead and I time-lapsed detailing in all or both of the cannon areas. I'm not going to walk around to the other side because it's pretty much the same thing. But you can kind of see I might add some more detailing in because I just have one other area that's a little larger that I want to get some detailing done in before I maybe come back and mess with this. So I don't want to throw all my eggs in this basket because I'm at the point where I could not have to order anything else if I play it right. So that's what I'm trying to do, is play it right. This is what we're looking at. I think it looks good. Like I was saying, there's a lot more kind of brown over here. There is a lot of brown over here. I'm going to have to add a lot more tan over here. But I just want to get the very basic of it down, kind of fine tune it later on. I like the turrets, these little turrets kind of placed in the inner corners. of where the cannons are sitting, but let me know if you think I should build something kind of like here. So take it out, you know, put it like here, esque. Or maybe I should just remove them in general. I just saw them. I really like their design, so I thought I'd try to use them. So those are kind of like the areas I'm thinking about using them. Right there. I wouldn't move them up. I wouldn't try to put them in the trench. That'd pretty much be where they're sitting. But otherwise, yeah, there's pretty much all of the detailing done around here. I think it looks pretty good. And then also, I went ahead and I added brown and some kind of tan plates in the trench just to give the trench more detail. So it's looking great. And I finished this. So pretty much the entire top is completely plated. Well, pretty much it is all completely plated. I got most of the detailing down. I kind of want to wait till I work somewhere else before I go ahead and do that, because I think I am going to add brown down below over there. So before I kind of throw the rest of it there and in some other areas, I want to kind of get a little bit of it down there. See what it looks like. If it looks good, it probably will look good. Originally I wasn't going to have brown, but now I am. Then it's really going to leave us just getting some figures and the last bit of detailing done, such as if I do maybe some more rocks or the flames and stuff like that for the explosions. I think I may or may not add in some of these black studs kind of as char marks. I'm not sure. And then I also have, as I was talking about earlier in the segment, these little rocks too. So there's just a lot more fine-tuned detailing left to do. And then that's pretty much it. So if I don't close out the segment after this little portion, we'll probably have one more part of the segment before I close out. But this could be the end. It may not. You'll find out right now. This week again, I'm going to go with 24 because I did not check between recording opening and now starting this closing. Anyways, as we pretty much established this last 5 videos, I have no idea what segment we're on. But we had a couple time lapse this week, which I think a lot of people enjoy watching. It's just hard for me to, you know, get the right speed for the time lapse, decide what is the right speed for what I'm doing. Because sometimes I'll build faster, so I don't need the video to go as fast. Sometimes I'm building really slow, so that means I really got to speed up the video. But we got all the top detailing done with our 1x2s. I still got a lot of, oh, they're not over here anymore. I got pretty much a full small cup of dark tan left, and I got about the bottom. You guys know the pick a brick cups are. They got that little stud that comes out the bottom so you can stack the cups. Pretty much all around that's full, so I got a little bit of those left, so I'm just probably going to continue to fill in. Hang on. Stepping on something. But yeah, what does this mean going forward? It means we just got figures, gear, and last minute, not necessarily last minute, but minor detailing. So like the flames, I had little studs for the rocks I want to put in there as well, so get some dark gray mixed in there. I also have, I'm trying to think what else I would have. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, like down below I got some crates and stuff, and then obviously figure placement. So the goal for next week is really going to be the minor details, so the flames, the tiny rocks, the crates, and hopefully we'll get into the figures, as in you'll see what I'd like to use for the droids, and just me slowly getting more clones. I'd like to, depending on how much of the minor detailing, how much that takes up, will determine how much of clone and droid action we get. And I'd probably go with droid over clone because A, we all like clones a lot more. B, I got to get more clones. And C, I got to get the clone gear. So a couple more backpacks, maybe 1 or 2 more mortars. I got to see how many I have again. I think I have 4, so I might be good. I might get 2 more, I'm not sure. And then I got to weaponize all of them. I don't have that many Clone Army Customs blasters. Pretty much if you saw my last large mock, the outpost on Seleucami, that's pretty much the extent of my CAC blaster collection. I probably had a couple more, maybe about 10 more, and I've gained some sense. But when you go from maybe only arming 20 guys to having to armor or supply about 40, not even like 80, again, I'm guessing about 80, that takes a lot. So we're going to have to go ahead and get a lot of blasters. So unfortunately, I'm going to spend a little more money on blasters, which leads me into my next point. Sorry, I moved my hands a lot. I noticed that in my last video. I'm going to hold them together. Maybe I won't move them as much. So since I did, my car repair wasn't as much as I thought it was, which is nice, but I did have to buy gifts for a wedding, which means, excuse me, I'm not down money or as much money, but I need to save. So I'm at a weird point where I really can't order this week, possibly a little bit next week. That's why I'm going to kind of extend it on to see what happens. I'm kind of trying to stretch out these last two, which means there's probably going to be a 0.5 segment and maybe a week skip, just so I can get everything put out, so I don't have a short segment. I did the short segment last week because we just needed to get a segment in, and I did get some work done. But the goal is within 3 to 4 segments be done, and really that would be like dividing like clones into 2 segments. That would be like, okay, here's the first group of clones I bought, here's the second group of clones I bought, let's combine them all together. That's probably what it would be if I'm stretching it out. But I'm going to stop talking because I feel like this has already been a decently long segment, and I will see you in my next video.